Good morning, students. Before starting with today's class, let us just recapitulate what we studied in the previous class. In the previous class, we discussed about Chile. Before 1973, Chile had presidential system. We did discuss what a presidential system is. At that time, Salvador Allende was the president. On the morning of 11 September 1973, a military coup took place in Chile, and that coup was led by General Augusto Pinochet. Democracy was restored in Chile when in 1988 Pinochet decided to hold a referendum. People said no to his continuing in power. And then finally, with time, political freedom was restored. After that, Chile had 4 presidential elections. Michelle Bachelet became the president in January 2006. She was also the first woman to be the defense minister in Latin America. Now let us turn to another event, this time from Poland in 1980. In 1980, Poland was ruled by the Polish United Workers' Party, and that was a communist party. A communist party is the one who believes in the beliefs of communism. Now let us understand what communism is. Communism is a form of government in which an individual people do not own land, factories or machinery. Instead, the government or the whole community own these things. Everyone is supposed to share the wealth that they create. Distribution of property and resource is primarily controlled by the government. If you want, you all can note down this definition in your copies. Also at that time in Poland, people could not freely choose the leaders of the government, and there was no freedom of speech and expression given to them. And those who spoke against the leaders or the government were put in prison. Now, on 14th August 1980, the workers of Lenin Shipyard is a place where ships are built or repaired, in the city of Gdansk went on a strike. The shipyard was owned by the government. In fact, all the factories and big property in Poland were owned by the government. Students, we did discuss in the previous slide what communism is. Communism is a form of government in which the government owned land, factories or machineries. So likewise, we are studying here, the shipyard was owned by the government, and in fact all the factories and big property in Poland were owned by the government. As the strike continued, a former electrician of the shipyard, Lech Walesa, joined the strikers. He was dismissed from service in 1976 for demanding higher pay. And Walesa soon emerged as the leader of the striking workers. The strike began to spread across the whole city, and now the workers started demanding right to form independent trade union, release of political prisoners. Political prisoners are people who are imprisoned for their political belief or actions. And they also wanted end to censorship on press. The movement became so popular that the government had to admit defeat. The workers led by Walesa signed a 21-point agreement with the government that ended their strike. So finally the strike came to an end when the workers signed a 21-point agreement with the government. According to this agreement, the government agreed to recognize the workers' right to form independent trade union and their right to strike. After the Gdansk agreement was signed, a new trade union called Solidarity was formed. Students, we have discussed that in communism, people don't have the right to form independent trade union. But then after this Gdansk agreement, a new trade union called Solidarity was formed, and this was for the first time that an independent trade union was formed in any of the communist states. Within a year, Solidarity swept across Poland and had about 1 crore members. With time, people got to know about widespread corruption and mismanagement in the government that made the matter worse for the rulers. The government led by General Jaruzelski imposed martial law in December 1981. Now, what is a martial law? It refers to the imposition of direct military control on normal civilian and functions of government. Please write down this definition in your copies. After this martial law, thousands of Solidarity members were put behind bars, and once again freedom to organize, protest and expression was taken away. After the martial law, another wave of strikes, again organized by Solidarity, began in 1988. This time the Polish government was weak. Another round of negotiations with Wałęsa resulted in an agreement in April 1989 for free elections. Solidarity contested all the 100 seats of the Senate and won 99 of them. Senate is the upper house of the Polish parliament. In October 1990, Poland had its first presidential elections in which more than one party could contest, and Wałęsa was elected as the President of Poland. Let us now compare the two non-democratic governments of Chile and Poland. Difference between Pinochet's rule in Chile and the communist rule in Poland is that Chile was ruled by a military dictator. Remember the military coup that took place in Chile that was led by General Augusto Pinochet? While Poland was ruled by a political party, and the name of the political party was Polish United Workers' Party, and that was a communist party. Yet both had some common features. For example, the people in both the places could not choose or change their rulers. Also, there was no real freedom to express one's opinions, form political associations, and organize protests and political actions. From these two stories, we can draw a rough way to identify a democracy. We can say that democracy is a form of government that allows people to choose their rulers. Also, in a democracy, only leaders elected by people should rule the country, and people must have the freedom to express views, freedom to organize, and freedom to protest. So that's all for today's class. Today we studied about Poland. It was ruled by Polish United Workers' Party in 1980. On 14th August 1980, strike took place at Lenin Shipyard. And then it ended with a 21-point agreement signed with the government. After this, a new trade union called Solidarity was formed. Again in 1988, another wave of strikes took place. This time the government was weak, and in October 1990, Wałęsa was elected as the President of Poland. These are your questions for assignment. Students, as I told you all, that chapter 1 is not in your syllabus, but we'll discuss it in brief. So with this, the important topics of chapter 1 are done. And from the next class, we'll start with chapter 2. Thank you, students.